Halloween Ends, who is Corey Cunningham, and who plays him. Halloween Ends renews the blood feud between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, but also introduces a new character named Corey Cunningham. While Halloween Ends pits Michael Myers against Laurie Strode one more time, a new character named Corey Cunningham is also entering the mix. After 2021's divisive Halloween Kills, Blumhouse and director David Gordon Green are looking to end at least this leg of the Halloween franchise on a high note. Few actually believe this will be the last Halloween movie full stop, but what does seem likely is that Halloween Ends will be the last time Jamie Lee Curtis portrays her signature character of Laurie Strode. The trailer for Halloween Ends makes the sequel look like it focuses on a final battle between Michael and Laurie, but the official synopsis contradicts that impression, mentioning that the plot is spurred on by a young man named Corey Cunningham. Corey is accused of murdering a boy he was babysitting, which leads to further violence and mayhem. It is unclear if Corey is in the Halloween Ends trailer, as many of the people shown are seen in split-second cuts that are not well lit. Many reports are saying that Corey is the new boyfriend of Laurie's granddaughter Allison, but that does not appear to have been officially confirmed by anyone involved with the film. Based on the synopsis, though, it seems possible Corey might be a Michael Myers copycat, which could lead the real Michael to return from wherever he has been since Halloween Kills ended. Interestingly, if Blumhouse and Green go that route, it would be similar to a plot point from an early script for Halloween H20 in which a Myers copycat eventually draws out the boogeyman himself. Notably, though, Michael has never routinely killed children, although Halloween 3's villain didn't hesitate to kill kids. Who plays Corey Cunningham in Halloween Ends? Rowan Campbell has been cast as Corey Cunningham in Halloween Ends, a 24-year-old Canadian actor who currently plays older brother Frank Hardy on Hulu's Hardy Boys TV show. Halloween Ends is easily Campbell's biggest gig to date, although he's made one-off appearances on many TV shows, including Supernatural, iZombie, The 100, and Snowpiercer. Allison Strode actress Andi Matichak is 28 years old, so in that respect, Corey does seem like a logical candidate to be her new significant other. If Corey does end up being a primary focus of Halloween Ends, Blumhouse and David Gordon Green should prepare for significant backlash, as a Halloween movie without much of the inexplicably still alive Michael Myers risks alienating fans of the iconic slasher. On the other hand, from a purely narrative standpoint, this plot turn could at least offer up something different from Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. Whether or not something different will be what audiences want, however, remains to be seen. How many Halloween movies are there, and which are canon? Halloween Ends is intended to close the Halloween saga, but how many Halloween movies are there, and which ones are considered canon? The Halloween franchise keeps expanding, and its latest edition is Halloween Ends, the final chapter in the reboot trilogy and the one said to wrap up the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. But how many Halloween movies are there, and why not all of them are canon now? The horror genre has seen a variety of slasher movies, with most of them emerging in the 1980s and becoming part of pop culture, as is the case of John Carpenter's Halloween, which was also key in developing and popularizing the slasher genre after its release in 1978. Halloween introduced the audience to Michael Myers, who on Halloween night, 1963, killed his older sister, and so he was sent to Smith's Grove Sanitarium, where he became Dr. Sam Loomis, Donald Pleasant's patient. 15 years later, Michael escaped and returned to his hometown Haddonfield, Illinois, where he terrorized the town on Halloween night by targeting Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, and her friends. Laurie was the sole survivor, and she became the franchise's final girl, even though Michael Myers had different targets as years went by. Laurie and Michael came face to face again for decades after their first encounter in David Gordon Green's Halloween in 2018, which marked the beginning of a new trilogy following the trend of reboots and requels in the film industry. The Halloween franchise returned with a new trilogy with the intention of giving proper closure to the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. However, as the Halloween franchise has gone through different retcons over the years, it can be tricky to keep up with how many Halloween movies are there and which ones are now canon. So here's what you need to know about the Halloween movie series. Taking Rob Zombie's Halloween remakes into account, as well as the upcoming Halloween Ends, the Halloween franchise has a total of 13 movies. First is Carpenter's 1978 Halloween, followed by Halloween 2. the series took a turn and left Haddonfield, Michael Myers, and Laurie behind in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and returned to the Michael Myers timeline in Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, now with Laurie's daughter, Jamie Lloyd, Danielle Harris, as the lead character. Michael's story continued in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the latter bringing the Cult of Thorn into the mix. Then came Halloween H20, 20 years later, and Halloween Resurrection before welcoming the remakes Halloween and Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. The Halloween series then moved forward with the reboot trilogy, beginning with Halloween and followed by Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. However, as the Halloween saga has gone through various changes that have made way to different timelines, not all movies are canon. Which Halloween movies are canon? When it comes to which Halloween movies are canon, it depends on the timeline. The original timeline, in which Michael Myers and Laurie were revealed to be siblings and she later died in a car accident, making way for Jamie Lloyd to take her spot as final girl, covers from Carpenter's original movie to Halloween 6. Halloween H20 reset the timeline and brought Laurie back, revealing she faked her death, but instead of making Jamie part of her story, she had a son named John Tate, Josh Hartnett, and Halloween Resurrection is also part of this timeline. Rob Zombie's remakes are canon within their own universe, and the Halloween reboot trilogy is canon along with the original movie, as it serves as a direct sequel to Carpenter's classic. Why some Halloween movies aren't canon? The Halloween franchise has gone through so many changes and retcons that some movies are often forgotten and some don't count as canon, depending on the timeline. The one that isn't considered canon in any timeline is Halloween 3, as it's a story separate from the Michael Myers/Laurie storyline, and instead, it follows a doctor and a young woman who are trying to stop the Silver Shamrock Company from killing hundreds of children as part of an ancient pagan ritual related to Samhain. As for the rest, as each timeline covers a different story, such as Michael and Laurie being siblings, Michael targeting Jamie, Laurie faking her death, and Michael escaping Smith's Grove 40 years later, the rest of the movies that don't fit the narrative are obviously not canon. The reboot trilogy chose to ignore all the movies that came after John Carpenter's Halloween in order to serve as a direct continuation of it, so in the current Halloween timeline, all movies after the 1978 classic aren't canon. However, the new Halloween movies have referenced or mirror events from the now ignored sequels, including Halloween 3 with the inclusion of Silver Shamrock's masks. The Halloween franchise can be confusing due to its various retcons, and which movies are canon depends on which timeline the viewer chooses.